Aquarius, this is going to be your June reading for the first half of June. Let's see what's going on for you guys for this month. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. So what I'm seeing for you guys is I feel like you're very worried about like your life right now. I feel like there could have been some patterns that you are trying to let go, but it's been extremely hard for you because you have a card that says feeling trapped, overthinking in their head, worries and fears. So I feel like you're kind of worried about like the unknown at the end of the day. And I feel like Aquarius, you guys are the type of person that likes to control every single thing. You just don't allow things to organically like happen naturally. And I feel like for you guys, when you do that, it puts so much strain and stress on yourselves. Like you don't realize that that's what you're doing, to be honest. And that's the crazy part about it, because Aquarius is very like optimistic about the way that they think. But when certain things are not right with them, especially when it comes to like their life, or they don't have a lot of structure, it's kind of like, okay, so what do I need to do? How do I get this done? How do I get this done? And you guys are truly in your head and you start really overthinking. And I feel like you guys need to sit down, get a planner, plan some things, maybe even do like a vision board, you know, if you haven't already for this year. I mean, yes, we're in June, but it doesn't mean that you can't turn that around in June. You know what I'm saying? However the case may be, I do feel like for some of you guys, there is just like something that may transpire if it hasn't already. Excuse me, that's going to allow you to start feeling that way. You know, it's going to be the death of something. And I really feel like it's not more so of someone that's close to you or like any death of a person. I feel like it's more the death of how you're thinking, the way that you think. I feel like that's what comes to an end, Aquarius. And I also feel like not only that, but I also feel like if you are the type of person that needs a transformation, you need a new perspective of things, I feel like that would be the transformation that you're going to have this month, if it hasn't already started in May. Because I feel like sometimes the perspective of how you may perceive other people or what they're telling you, you only take it one side. And yes, you may like in the background, you may like to yourself when you are alone, you might be like, well, maybe, you know, you have these conversations to yourself. But in front of that person, you'll never be like, oh yeah, no, you know, no, let's settle this right now. It would be like you hold on to you being right than rather actually confronting the situation and actually stating, you know, where you guys can compromise and have that conversation. Like, oh yeah, you know what, I actually see what the problem is. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that is something that you're going to do this month. But I also see that, and that's why I mean, but that like when you can't let things go, I feel like there's been a lot of conflict in how you think and how things should go and all of this, and it's your way or the highway, or, you know, I feel like that is a lot of like, you just need a new perspective. And I feel like that's what's coming this month for you. Okay. That's pretty much all I can break it down, because there's so much to break down with you guys. Aquarius, you guys are so like, compartmentalized, you know? No, but I do feel like there's going to be someone that does want to ask for your forgiveness, or maybe you're going to be forgiving somebody. There's going to be a lot of apologies this month as well. I feel like there could be just somebody that's confessing to you that they're just wanting to apologize, let you know that they did wrong. It could be a family member. It could be somebody that, you know, you've known for a very, very long time. Maybe it could have been an old friend, whatever the case may be. I do feel like there's someone that is wanting to apologize and ask for your forgiveness. I feel like this would be a situation if you did have somebody in your life, Aquarius, that was like a karmic, to where you needed to learn a lesson from something, or maybe you did learn a lesson from this person. I feel like this has been completed. So I feel like after all you've been through at this point, Aquarius, that there's so much like new success and abundance that's coming to you. I feel like you were learning it, but you didn't know what that lesson was for at the end of the day, you know? I feel like sometimes like you are guarded as well, just because you don't know what's out there. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's to come at the end of the day. And I feel like you have to release old like patterns. You know, some things are not going to work in your new relationship. Some things are not going to work as far as, you know, what you were doing in your previous relationships. You know, you have to think differently. You have to allow people to express themselves the way that they want to express themselves, as long as they're not disrespecting you. I feel like you have to be vulnerable, and I feel like you're not. I feel like you're very guarded in certain things. You don't allow people to express themselves, and I feel like that's also a way of, you know, not allowing people to communicate the way that they want to with you, and they don't feel very comfortable with you as well. So I feel like that's something that you are also working on this month as well, when it comes to having that cycle, you know, and releasing that. So I feel like you're really going to try and work on that, the way that you communicate with people. But however, I feel like with self-love, I feel like you're definitely going to be very intentional. I feel like you're going to really be intentional this month when it comes to your self-worth, just manifesting things that you want, focusing on the desires of the heart, and just really manifesting the person that you truly want in your life, and how you want to be treated. But not only that, I feel like you're going to be very intentional with what you do for yourself, whether it's cooking more, whether it's working out more. You're really just going to be very dedicated to making sure that whatever it is that you're wanting at the end of the day, that you are showing that as well. If you're wanting to, you know, you're manifesting someone that eats right, you're going to start eating right. If you want somebody that works out, you're going to start working out. You're going to be the example of what you're manifesting. And I feel like that's awesome, because at the end of the day, that's part of self-love. Whether it's somebody that you want or not, it's just better that you're wanting to get healthier. You're wanting to just be in a better mental state as well. But not only that, once you start working on the inside, the outside just glows, you know, Aquarius. So you're on the right track, okay? And then not only that, but I do feel like timing, you have the timing card. So a lot of like, whatever it is, the abundance, new love, new connections, this turning around, this apology could all happen in the summertime, which we're in the summer, which is June. So it could definitely happen. Activities, goals, progress. Hopefully you don't get a new pet. But if you do, hey, you know, it's on you. But I just feel like it's just a lot of good things that are happening to you around the summertime. Like I said, it could definitely be things that you are wanted to complete this year. Maybe you had some goals that you were trying to get done by June, and I feel like that's something that you're gonna have. I feel like if you're wanting to meet somebody new or have open, you know, newer connections and stuff like that, that could possibly lead to friendships and lead to other could lead to more down the road. I feel like that's something that you're going to be able to do as well here. But I just feel like it's going to be a lot of celebrations. It could be, you know, where you're meeting up with family. It could be where you're having barbecues and stuff like that. But I just feel like things are going to start to connect in a better way for you. Okay. Sounds really, really good. I'm so happy for you, Aquarius. You guys are, you know, I know there was some that were really, really doing the work, but then you guys kind of fell off a little bit. I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, it's hard. It really is. Let's see what's going on for you guys. Anything else for Aquarius, please? Anything else? Yeah, I feel like you're just walking away from things that you don't love anymore. You know, you could have a job, or you could be doing something that you're just kind of like, I'm over this. I'm not getting paid enough for this crap. You know, even though you love it, you love what you do, but you're just looking for new opportunities, maybe new other partnerships. Maybe you were having to let somebody go. Perhaps with the Three of Pentacles, the partnership is coming to an end. I feel like that's what you're doing this month. It's like, yeah, I love this partnership, but you know, you're not doing enough. I feel like there's going to be there's going to be an ending to this partnership as well with the Three of Swords. Hopefully it's not you getting fired, but whatever the case may be, maybe you're a boss to something and you have to let somebody go. With the Three of Swords. And I just feel like there's going to be a lot of communication to this. There could be someone else that you're probably going to have to hire here, but that's just what I feel like. I feel like this person, you're just not feeling their work, you know, and how they work, the way that they communicate. Maybe they're just, you know, they don't seem to love what they do. They just come in probably and not really focus on what it is that they're needing to do for the job, perhaps here. Or I just feel like this could be like a coworker vibe is what I feel like here, Aquarius. And I feel like with the Lovers card, I do feel like it could be like somebody that you were dealing with, but I also feel like it could be just somebody that you were just really cool. Like maybe you guys were just really cool, maybe friends perhaps here. Yeah, but I just feel like with the moon, you're just deciding on really just going with your intuition and letting this person go is what I feel like. And it's something that maybe you just didn't want to have to do. But at the end of the day, I feel like you have other people that you could possibly hire instead of doing this, especially with the 7 of Cups here. Or this could be a relationship where you're having to walk away because it just wasn't enough given to you. And I feel like at the end of the day, you just had to cut these people loose, okay, because they just weren't willing to work with you, and it was heartbreaking for you. But at the end of the day, you just felt bored, and you just feel like, hey, we're not connecting the way that we need to connect. And even though this is somebody that you could have really seen more with the Lovers card here, I just feel like maybe you felt like they had other options, or maybe you had other options coming in and you chose a different pathway, or you felt like, well, hey, they got options, so I need to choose me at the end of the day. And that's what I feel like you're doing. Yeah, especially with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. I just feel like you just are like, nah, I can't do this. You know, this could have been somebody that was married, or maybe in another relationship as well. Or maybe you were in a relationship with them, married to them, perhaps here. This could be somebody that you have kids with as well. But yeah, let me know how that goes, Aquarius. I hope you guys have a great June. A successful and abundant June. I hope that you meet the person that you desire, your soulmate, your twin flame, whatever it is that you want to meet. And you guys have a good one. Thank you for your time. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd be glad to have you to the community. Thank you so much. Bye, Aquarius.